When you see me, you know it is time for another deck profile. And this time, you have already read it, I got 7th place with only using 3 structure decks of the new, I think it's the Crimson structure deck or something, this one. I got 7th place. I went 2-1, so 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and I won at least 1 round at every match ever. It was amazing. The structure deck worked very well. I had no idea how to synchro summon. I just came there 30 minutes before I needed to leave, bought 3 structure decks, sleeves, and sleeved things up the deck that I thought was good, and read the cards and tried to do something. I was so stressed out at the beginning. It was so not fun to be so stressed. But I just didn't know how this deck worked. I didn't know what the cards did. I didn't do anything. But I ended up going 7th place, 2-1, 2-1-1. So I'm happy. 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Let's just share the deck profile. And for the people that are thinking, yes, I played on the paper playmat. Okay. So I played 3 Soul Resonator. I'm trying to look for where there is no light for that one, but this card is a definite deal. This card is so strong. Normal summon at the Fiend Monster. Special summon the Fiend Monster. The Bone Archfiend. That's great. It's also protection for destruction. Nothing much said. GG. Good job. This card is like your searcher. You want to have this card. I played 2 Vision 2 Vision Resonators. This card is just a spell and trap card searcher. That's sick. It lets you combo further, further. It's good. Great card. Then I played 3 Crimson Resonator. I think 1 or 2 is fine. I think 1 is fine, but 2 is better, because if 1 gets banished, you're just out of luck, right? But with using 1, it's so fine. Using 2, that's fine. I think 3 goes way too much. But it's like a special summon and activate an effect. You come and that's it. You know, it's not that bad. Then I played 2 Synchron Resonator. This card is pretty interesting when it is special summoned. That doesn't do anything, but you can special summon this card. And when this card is used for a synchro summon and sent to the graveyard, you can target one Resonator monster and add it back. So there is a lot of ways to add cards back. And special summon them again and then go further into the combos. It's a pretty strong card. Next up is 3 Bone Archfiend. This card is the bread and butter of the deck. This card is so amazing if you can find it. I'm sorry for the light. I'm so sorry. Okay, here. Okay, nice. Just don't touch it. This card did anything what I wanted for the deck to do. It sended, it searched, it made the only synchro monster that matters in this deck. This card is crazy. Spree special summon. That's it. Thank you. And by the way, this art is so sick. This card, holy shit! It's so sick, the art. I'm very happy about it. Then I played 3 Wandering King Wildwind. It's just free special summon if you have a tuner. So you just normal summon tuner, special summon this card, go into your combo. That's it. That's the only reason why you have this card. Then cards that I didn't really like were the 3 Escator Dawnwalker, and then the 1 Fire and Escator. I think it was funny to see these cards, but this card can just discard a card in your hand and then special summon itself, and if it's special summon, summon this one, and then you can synchro for it. Then that's it. It's not much, but it is something. You can make a dragon and then hopefully maybe combo further. That's it. This card is only there if you just brick on too many synchro resonators. that you can just go for an 8 and then special summon the resonators and then extend any further. That's why these cards are in the deck. Those were the monsters. I really like the monster lineup. Of course, I told you about the cards that I would not play or would play. Then for the spells we have 3 Resonator Call. This just search the Resonator. I only seen this card twice and that's it. Nothing much more and nothing much less. It's a good card. Not once per turn search anything. Good job. Then I played 3 Crimson Gaia. This card is insane. I don't know why you have to put 3 effects on a card. This does so many things. It's not the strongest, but it is very good, right? When something is destroyed effect is very amazing. When you want to search, it's very amazing, and the other effect is just like, but it's fine, right? This card is pretty strong. It's like very sick. Next up is Resonator Command. Never activate this card in my life. I would, if I would die down on the Resonators, this card is gonna be out of the deck. It's like, no thank you. These cards are not good. Yeah. Well, it's not bad. It's a search, right? But withdraw in the meta, this card is not good. And then the worst spell card in the structure deck is full of extravagance. This card is so slow, it's so bad. Don't play this card. I'm telling you, don't play this card. It's a no-no. Banishing so many monsters, so just draw 2 random cards. It's so sad. But at least I have 3 staples. So these were it for the spells. So now let's get into the trap cards. I played for the trap cards 3 Fiendish Golem. This card is pretty interesting, I have to say. I didn't feel that this card was amazing, but it is something, right? So this card can target one card and banish that has 2000 or more attack until the next end phase. Not the next end phase, but like the end phase after the end phase of that turn. Yeah, until the end phase of the next turn. And then if you control a Red Dragon Archfiend, you can set a Fiendish Chain from your graveyard or so it's okay, right? It's not that bad. Then of course you play 1 Fiendish Chain because it's recursionable, it's settable, and it negates stuff, so it won me a game. I played 2 red zones. It's just a pop. I didn't really like the red zones. I would only play 1 red zone, but it is what it is. It's like okay. But I never want to see 2. I never want to see it in my hand. It's like it's just a pop. That's it. But you just have to have you need to have too many things. Your opponent has to activate a card effect. You need to have a your opponent needs to activate a card effect. You need to have a Red Dragon Archfiend, and then it only activates. It's too much. Your opponent just doesn't do anything. It's not bad, right? It's searchable. That's it. It's continuous. Can be done once a turn. Sure, I guess. And as last is the Red Rain. This card is not great. It's something. That's it. It's just something that you can do. I think Book of Eclipse is better. Less seldom this. So this was my main deck. So let's get into the side deck or the extra deck first, of course. So the extra deck, of course, it is 3 structure decks, so it isn't something special. I played 3 Red Dragon Archfiends. You only need to play 2, but for some reason I played 3 and don't play 3. Just play King Calamity. The card is actually very good. Of course, 3 Red Rising Dragon. This card is insane. It's a starter of the combo. It is anything you want. It's not once per turn. Nothing much to say. It what I just said. Anything. It's such a crazy card. Next up I played 2 Old Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This card is an Omni negation for a face-up card on 2. So that's a good card. And that's it. Wait. Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing we have to do. It's just an Omni negation. Then we have 1 Hot Dragon Archfiend. It's just recursion for other Archfiends or other monsters that you need to have compute for some effects or some combos. And of course when they do damage, it's not that relevant. Then the new card that I'm very happy about, it's the Scare Dragon Archfiend. This card is actually pretty sick and pretty amazing. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Hot Dragon Archfiend. And then if it's used in the graveyard for a sync or some of the dark monster, you can just destroy all attack position. Sick. Pretty sick. Then we played 1 Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend. I could have won against the person, but I just did not make this card. I don't know why. It's not a bad card. I played 1 Red Supernova Dragon. This card I have no idea. I never found it. Most of the time I already won. And the time I could summon this card, I went for Red Nova Dragon. That's the last card in the extra deck. And attacked the person per game. Yep. He had 2005 points left. Summoned this card and he had like 6k damage. GG. This card was pretty... I sided this card out 2 times for Calamity. And I was like, I never make this card. Just throw it out. But it's at first that OTKing is pretty good. And your opponent doesn't like it. And then for the side deck, which is not special, and I will just go very fast through it because it's just very bad. For the monsters, I played 3 Red Resonator. It's just a time card, time to win. I played 3 Battle Fader because it's a time card and you can win because of it. For the spell cards, I played only 3 spell cards, and that's a Burning Soul. So this card, I will definitely put this card into the main deck. It's crazy. This card it's so good. Put it in instead of Full of Extravagance. This card is sick. This card is very good. It can make a Calamity lock, of course, but it's also an extender. I'm gonna say it again. Use it. Then I played 2 Phoenix Chains because it's a negation, right? So if you know you go first, this song. Then I played 3 Terrors of the Overroot because it's interaction that you can use between your turn or your opponent's turn, and it does something. It's something. I used it on my opponent and he couldn't play, but sadly I could also play. But it's an okay card. And then as last, I put the King Calamity in the side deck because my thought was when I go first, I can just hopefully draw this card and then block my opponent. But if you don't draw Soul Burning, the card is of course useless, but it's still a good card. So this was my deck profile. I have to say the deck was very good. It was very easy to learn. It took some things, but my matchup was round 1 against Inferno Knight. The guy ended up going 3-1, so that's very thick. And I won that. I won it 1-2 or 2-1. Round 2 I ended up playing against Vanadium. So I won match 1. He deburied me in game 2 and he deburied me game 3. Yeah, it is what it is. And somebody asked me, how get you get deburied on game 3? Wait, you're going first. And my thought was exactly this. I normal summon, activate effect, imperm, pass. Yeah, that's that. If they imperm you on anything, it's hard for you to extend any further because your special summons are only special summons. We will have a monster field that is a single monster. Match or round 3 was against, I think, I had a draw against Estira. I won round 1 again. I have only won round 1. It's crazy. The whole day I've won every round once. And I lost game 2 and we drew the last game. There was just nothing we could do. We said we have 2 more minutes. Shall we call it a draw? Sure. Shall we play the game out? Sure. And I couldn't even do anything, not even Red Resonate the game because he had Imper. That you die. And match 3 was against Pearly. It was a very good Pearly player, but oh my god, it's so fun. He Nibiru'd my board, and my Nibiru was literally 160,000. I think that's correct. 160,900 attack. Yeah, that's good. They can't script it. It was a very big Nibiru though, and he couldn't out it because he played not good around it. And I attacked him for game. That's it. I attacked him for game. It's that easy. It is that easy. And round 2, he let me go first, and I sided in the Calamity because Extravagance is just a very bad card, and I rather had the Burning Soul deck, Burning Soul card. So I just summoned Calamity, couldn't do anything. OTK. It's that easy. Those were the matchups. All my opponents were very good opponents. My first opponent ended up winning second. My second opponent ended up going fourth. My third opponent was not the best player, but he had fun. And the last player was one of the best early players that we had. So, like an actual good player, but it wasn't his day. Let's keep it on that. But this was a deck profile. I had very much enjoyment learning it, even though it went very well. But thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.